The Disney movie Dumbo is about a circus elephant that is born with abnormally large ears and is mocked and teased for having the large ears, but then later discovers that the large ears allow him to fly. Only Dumbo doesn't actually believe that he can fly innately. He thinks that he can fly because of a magical feather that his friend gave him, and as long as he's holding that feather, then he can fly just like a bird. At the climax of the story, Dumbo loses the feather in midair and discovers that the ability to fly was innate to himself all along. It was always his own ability. And thus was born the trope of the magic feather. The trope of the magic feather is a storytelling convention that we see throughout literature and art and movies and television and all sorts of places. And basically it involves a character being given an item, a token, which they believe grants them abilities they don't have otherwise. But the item, usually, later on turns out to have been a fake, and they had the ability inside them all along. Christians sometimes treat Jesus like a magic feather. In the 15th chapter of the Gospel according to John, Jesus says to his disciples, "I am the vine and you are the branches. As long as you are in me and I am in you, then you will bear much fruit. You can do nothing without me." For some Christians, this statement from Jesus, that you can't do anything without him, turns Jesus into a sort of magical token, a magical feather, without which you can't do anything. So on the one hand, you have people who credit their accomplishments or successes to Jesus, whatever those successes have to be, even if they don't seem to have any bearing or connection upon the life or message of Jesus of Nazareth. On the other hand, you have people who interpret this passage negatively to mean that no noble or virtuous action that you take, no action of any kind really that you take, is going to be ultimately meaningful unless it was done somehow with Jesus behind it. There are actually Christians who believe that no matter how noble or heroic or sacrificial an action you took, if you weren't a Christian when you did it, then that action you took had no meaning whatsoever. It wasn't ultimately good at all.
I have this magic wand and it will let you run through walls. Come on, try it out. Yeah! Cool! Liar!
When people use Jesus in this way, to give Jesus all the credit for whatever success or accomplishment or thing that they did, or to take away the credit or success from someone else who did it without the right doctrinal beliefs in mind when they did it, they're using Jesus like a token, a fetish, an object of power, which when you're in possession of it, then suddenly you have, extra potency, extra ability that you wouldn't have otherwise. In other words, they're using Jesus just like that magic feather from Dumbo.
I have this magic scarf, and if you tie it around, you'll be able to, fly over the balcony like a superhero. Come on, try it, try it. Yeah!
Whoa, no. This is part of an expression of Christian theology which holds that human beings are fundamentally broken and incapable of accomplishing anything on their own without the direct intervention of God on their behalf. And this kind of theology is intended to counter another kind of theology which is problematic, which says that in order for human beings to have any value or worth, they constantly have to strive or reach for some sort of ethical or moral purity, some sort of perfection, which is achievable if we just try hard enough. But neither the treadmill of achievement on one hand, nor the bottomless pit of despair on the other hand, is really a fair or accurate portrayal of what human nature is really like. Human beings do terrible things, but they also do beautiful things. If we read Jesus in this tokenistic, fetishistic way, where in order to accomplish anything worthwhile, you have to accept some set of doctrines or beliefs and cling onto them and hold onto them, or else everything by definition that you do is terrible, then we're going to exclude an entire spectrum of human experience which is outside the doctrinal and ecclesiastical confines of the church. And that's just crazy. People are good without God. The things that Gandhi accomplished were good and beautiful and don't lose any value because he wasn't Christian. Atheists and agnostics in our society who do things which are good and beautiful, those things are still good and beautiful, whether or not they ever accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. Part of learning to love your neighbor is learning to appreciate the beauty which is inherent to them and not just the beauty that they could have if they learned to become more like you. We gotta get rid of the magic token fetish icon idol Jesus.
I have this magical potion, and it will turn you invisible. Come on, drink it. Yeah!
We normally say, is the person Christian? If they are Christian, then whatever fruit comes out of this will probably be good. And if they aren't Christian, then whatever fruit of this will obviously be bad because they aren't Christian. We should look at the fruit and stick with the fruit and only the fruit. Is the fruit good? Is it beautiful? Is it kind? Is it noble? Is it compassionate? Is it loving? Because if it is those things, then the Spirit was there. Jesus was part of it. And it's true on the other side as well. If the fruit was bad, it doesn't matter if the person who created the fruit, who bore the fruit, claims to have been a Christian. It doesn't matter if they attend church every Sunday, if they're cruel, if they're heartless, if they're behaving in ways which are judgmental and hateful and selfish and exclusionary, then it doesn't matter that they claim to have Christ in their heart. The evidence says otherwise. By their fruit you shall know them. So when Jesus says, I am the vine and you are the branches, and if you're in me, you will bear a lot of fruit, and if you're not in me, you can't bear any fruit, what Jesus means is that look for the fruit. Look for kindness, look for compassion, look for justice and mercy around the world. You find the fruit, you will find the vine. But it does you no good every day and night to claim that you're connected to the vine if you're not bearing any fruit. So we've made like 11 of these now. I'm really enjoying the process, and I hope you're enjoying watching them. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with everybody you know so that we can help build this community up and maybe turn this into something that can help pay my bills a little bit. If you liked that last video where I was singing Billy Joel's song, that was a challenge by another subscriber, and I'd like to do more of those things because they're fun. So here's an opportunity for you. If you can provide me proof that John Green has seen my video, The Fault in Our Stars, then I will allow you to challenge me to do something ridiculous on camera. Proof could consist of a screenshot of a tweet or a Tumblr reblog or a Facebook like or comment or something like that. Basically any way that you can figure out to get him to watch the video and then to show proof to me that he has seen it will count. The same goes for Amanda Palmer for the videos that I did mentioning her, or for Joss Whedon, Nathan Fillion, or Alan Tudyk for the video I did about Firefly. If you can get me proof that any of those people have seen the videos that pertain to them, I will happily allow you to challenge me to make a total fool of myself for your entertainment and my humiliation.